Yes. Now I have to check. My mic is on. Welcome to home. I played this game a long time ago. I remember exactly nothing about it, except it was different, I guess is the best word I could do. It says the unique horror adventure right there. It's a side scroller type thing, but it's also pixelated type. You know what? We'll just have to see it. I don't remember much. Your game will be saved automatically at certain points. However, we recommend you put aside an hour and a half to complete home in a single sitting. So I'll probably be able to complete this in about 2 parts. I think it took me a little bit longer because I got lost at a couple points, but...
Turn up the sound and turn off the lights. Dude, take the bowls out.
Well, you're heading over there, right?
Nope.
Oh, come on.
I'm not doing your chores for you.
All I remember at that point was finding myself alone. Okay. Oh, my head. Where was I? It was so dark. Oh, my controller's dying. There was something by my feet. A flashlight.
I think I got it right.
No.
The number one rule in the movie Scream for surviving. Don't have sex, right?
I think so. I don't remember. I haven't seen Scream in a long time. That house. Where was I? There was a body lying on the floor. Who was it? I didn't recognize his face. He was still kind of warm. Oh, cat. Oh, good, the basement. I noticed that I limped as I moved down the stairs. How did I hurt my leg, I wondered. All I could really recall was coming home, seeing Rachel. I was upset. She looked afraid. I shook my head and tried to clear it. I knew I should head downstairs, try to find a way out. Downstairs, a thin gray mouse was stuck in a trap. It looked frantic but exhausted. Do I free it? Yeah. Garden tools. A collection of rusty tools. They looked like they'd seen a lot of use and were caked in damp-smelling dirt. Why weren't they in a shed? I found a picture of a couple. It looked like it'd been moved a lot. There seemed to be a switch behind it. Do I push the switch? You always push the switches. It depressed smoothly into the wall. I hear a faraway click somewhere. Who hides switches behind their portraits? Fucking psychos and shit. Do I need to go upstairs? Because I didn't explore over here. There's something dripping from the ceiling. Did not like that. The desk had a computer and some papers on it and a single drawer. I didn't want to snoop, but... Did I open the drawer? Yes. Receipts, pens, and a blurry photo. Looked like looked like a store of some kind. Why did this look so familiar? Blood on the wall. It smelled fresh and sickening. I realized there was blood on my shoes and pants. Oh man, I had to get out of there. Now I can go downstairs. And then I go over to the right. The shelf was full of books on local history and hunting. Seemed like the owner of the house really knew the area. This is not what I remember the game being at all. Actually, I might have been thinking of a different game. This is not what I remember at all.
What did you think?
I thought, first off, I thought the sprite, the avatar, or whatever the fuck this guy's name is, was smaller. And you're going through an apartment building. You had to go through, like, cracks in the wall, and, like, there was monsters. This is not what I remember. An old dining table covered in dirty dishes for 2 people. There were dozens of beer cans and other liquor bottles among the dishes. The smell was turning my stomach. A black and white photo. Looked like the man upstairs and his wife, I guessed. There was no reason for me to keep this. Did I take it? Yes. I slipped the photo into my pocket. Maybe this will help me find some answers. Okay, downstairs. Again. So I'm on the top floor then. I looked like hell. My clothes were dirty and torn. There was mud caked all over my shoes. What about the blood? Just.
How do those doors look like nips?
I have no
Watch
idea.
it when it opens.
The bathroom was spotless, and everything had been wiped to a sheen. I wondered if it was the man's wife who did the cleaning or him. Why do you assume you didn't do it? Clear away the sin. There was a photo development tray lying on the floor. Some leftover negatives were sticking out, but they were pretty blurry. I thought I saw what looked like treetops. Okay. Welcome, by the way. If I could stop yawning. The front door was blocked by a pile of furniture. I knew I had to find another way out. The door was taped up and seemed to be stuck. By the smell, I guess it led to a kitchen. Was dinner on? A switch in the wall appeared to have unlocked the door. How do you know? I never came down here yet.
See?
Kind of, I
You
guess.
weren't paying attention.
Down? I guess down's the only way. The box looked heavy, but there were marks on the floor. It had obviously been moved before. Maybe I found a way out. I must have moved it, right? You mean... What? I must have moved it? Like he already moved it before? Instead of, should I move it? I must have moved it, right? No. I left it alone, but I couldn't think of another option. Don't ask it in a weird way. I heaved the box forward and it finally gave. There was a ladder going underground where the box was. A dank smell rose from the passage. Did I climb down the ladder? I looked again at the photo I found in the house. The couple looked distant, like they didn't want to be in the same picture. I wondered where the wife was. My leg was in terrible shape, but I had to get out. Footprints in the dirt. Looked like more than one kind, and a lot of traffic. Places of all over were marked in the old map of town. The industrial area near the river, various houses, and even the water tower near the old rail station. What time am I in? Newspaper clippings from the local paper. They were all about murders in town over the last few years. Wait. There were photos. Photos of our house. What the hell was that about? Maybe I should have looked around more, try to find some kind of information. A work table, covered in papers, dirt, and a handgun. I hated guns. I didn't take it, did I? Yes, I didn't take it, or no, I didn't. But yes, I didn't. I tucked the small handgun into my pocket. Its weight was somehow reassuring. I keep yawning. What the fuck? It was so dark down there, and the air smelled stale and putrid. I couldn't believe what I saw. What was this place?
Did
The desk looked...
Spielberg write Titanic?
For the movie? We might have.
Did he direct it? I think so.
The desk looked old and was caked with grime. On it was a stack of old faded paper covered with what looked like names. They were scratched out, and illegible notes were written beside the faded blue ink. I could only make out a few letters. Hit, E, A, R. Are they names? Yeah, they're names. Raphael, Heather, other names, I don't know. None of it made any sense to me. Well, they're names. That's some kind of homemade rack slung together with poorly cut wooden rope. It was caked with old blood. Somebody didn't actually use that, did they?
I got pee.
Crudely made shells. They looked like they were holding cans of some kind of corrosive. The labels were worn and slick, but I could still see the warnings. Do I need oxygen? What the fuck? Oh, let me find my drink. It looked like a cage. It was small, but there was something coating the bottom. The bottom, something wet. Looks like wood from here. I apologize, I don't know where that came from. Some kind of old boxes. They looked like they were years old. Wait a minute. These boxes had old clothes in them. Clothes I remembered throwing out after Rachel and I moved to town. What the hell were they doing here? If I was scared before, I was terrified now. Why were there photos of our house there and these clothes? Was that why I was there? I checked my back pocket and realized my wallet was missing. Did I come to that house or did something bring me? So click on things twice. There wasn't anyone there. Was I hearing things? What is that? Oh, they're bats. I remember noticing the broken ladder. I had to be careful. There was a rope hanging here. I wasn't sure how sturdy it was. Did I take it? Yes. Maybe the rope would make that broken ladder easier to descend. I have the rope now. There must have been use for it around somewhere. The rope I found would let me climb down the broken ladder safely. Did I climb down? Yes. I could hear a faint hum and the smell from before started to get worse. A bunch of old newspapers, wheat pasted together. A message had been hastily smeared on it. Keep out. Danger due to cave-in. I wanted nothing more than to get out of there. Oh, I should have double read everything. Oh my god. I could still feel a faint impression of the rope I had slid down as I pressed against the heavy metal door. It was probably for the best that I hadn't jumped. The ache in my leg was bad enough as it was. If I could have, though, I would have run straight out of those awful tunnels. Who would keep such a place? Or at least I thought I had found. At least I thought I had found that old handgun. It seemed to work, and from the smell of it, had been used already. I kept the gun in my pockets. It seemed a familiar weight there. There was dirt on the ground. It looked wet, and there was grass smeared within it. I could hear a faint trickling sound, like water. What was that? A kitchen knife covered in drying blood. Thinking about it made me sick. I didn't even want to touch it. Did I take the knife? No. That's probably a bad idea. I still had the old handgun. I wasn't sure what good a knife would have been. Not even just that. It's caked in old blood, which means that's like evidence. What's going here? The door was locked. There was a musty smell coming from inside. Number one. I wasn't sure what those valves were for. Did I put them anyway? Why not? I wasn't sure, but I thought it was some kind of regulator. I had no idea how it worked. Through the dust, I could see handprints from previous use. Probably for whoever worked in those sewers. This one wasn't pumping water anymore. I wasn't sure what those valves were for. Did I turn it anyway? Do I turn it anyway? Do I turn it anyway? Can I turn it back? Okay, hold on. Oh, 2's not. Oh, 4 reset it, so I just need 2 and 3 because 4 and 1 don't do anything. There was a ladder here I didn't go up. Oh wait, exit. There was a rusty ladder sunk into the water, which smelled disgusting. I knew I couldn't climb down that. Maybe we could find a way to drain the putrid water. There's a ladder here I didn't go up. Disgusting. There was a mess of filthy garbage bags, and there was rips and tears in most of the bags. What looked like an old videotape was sticking out. Did I take the tape? Why not? I wasn't sure what I hoped to discover with the tape, but I took it anyway. I did not want to keep digging through this mess. Well, I don't know what I'll need a VHS tape for, but... So, how do I drain the water then? I need to go back into 1 and see if that regulator thing does anything. I'm gonna leave the knife. Oh, wrong one. Handprints, previous use. Looked like I turned off the water flow with this valve. Well, turn it back on. How do you fix it? Are there any other buttons? Oh, I can look up. I did not know that. That's good to know. I don't know why I need to do that. Doesn't really look up that much, but... So why is 4 still turned then? Looked like I turned off the water flow with this valve. I thought I could turn this water valve to shut off the flow. Did I turn it? I thought I could turn this water valve to shut off its flow. Did I turn it? The valve was still active. Did I turn it again? That's what it is. I just have to keep turning it. There it is. All done. Everything's in place. Musty smell still. Looked like the water drained out of that grate wall. There was a small metal key left floating in the shallow pool of rancid water. Take it. I pocketed the small key, but it was so odd shaped I had no idea what it might open. If I gave up now, I would remember what I'd seen in those what I'd seen so far in those awful sewers. Did I quit? That's what I pressed options to see if I could get the sound. That's what he said. Well, I know what this musty key is for. It's for the musty door.
In the musty room. Ew, where's the thing pulsating?
What? Oh, it's because I could pick it up. It was highlighting. Door was locked. There was a musty smell from inside. I have the key, don't I? You slut. I thought I had it. The safety poster definitely seen better days. How old was that facility? The faded paper was yellow and dusty, but had obviously been wiped off recently. The door was locked. I could see a faint light within. Up the ladder. Found another dead body. A sewer worker. He was a mess, but he looked like he'd been stabbed. That knife that I saw earlier, I wonder. I could see a key ring that had fallen out of his pocket. Did I take it? Yep. Worked up nerve to stash the key ring away and put it in my own pocket. I was feeling even more sick from seeing another dead man. I didn't want to get any more blood on my clothes. Ooh, surveillance camera. There's a security camera in the room. There must have been a way to see what had happened. Maybe this VHS tape I found could be useful. Now I just have to get back to the musty room. I used the key ring to unlock the door. The shelf full of security tapes was strictly organized, though covered in dust. It looked like the tape I found was the only one missing from its shelf. I wonder what was on the tape and why it was thrown out. There's a dusty VCR on the security desk. I wonder what was on the VHS tape that I found. Did I play the tape? Of course. Oh no. The video showed a man right there in the sewer being attacked. The tape looked fuzzy and stretched, like somebody had tampered with it. It looked like there could have been 2 men. I couldn't stand to watch that video again. Interesting. If I was a betting man, and I am, I have a gambling problem. I tried a bunch of the keys, and the key ring I found in the sewer worker, and one of them seemed to fit. So then one of them worked. A collection of stale liquor bottles covers the floor. The room didn't seem like much of a place for drinking. What was the point? According to some of the clippings, bodies have been found in ravines, in the forest, in one case dumped in the back of an abandoned truck. I couldn't be sure, but I thought some of these articles had also been posted back up in those tunnels. Did that sewer worker find this room? Is that why he was killed? The faded receipt was half trampled on the floor. It was from the local train station. It was for 2 tickets. I didn't know what use it could be, but did I keep the receipt? Why not? I needed to fold the soiled receipt and slip it in my front pocket. I bet. I bet it's evidence. Good night. You tried. I only jumped a little. Thanks. So this door. An exposed ventilation shaft. Maybe someone crawled through there, but it was so high up, it must have been a sore landing. My leg aches just thinking about it. Sarah. I cursed the weight of the gun as I hobbled up the ladder. Would I really need it? Or was there some other reason for wanting to carry it around? The thought of that videotape still haunted me. Who was it that didn't want to be seen? Was it the same person that hid all those newspaper clippings away in that locked room? I can go no further up the ladder, and thumbing the latch above me finally found my escape. The stench of that sewer finally abated, and I can smell old damp pine trees. I don't remember any of this. Why? I thought I played it. An old ladder leading up to an ancient water tower. The ladder needed to be extended so I could climb it. Did I extend the ladder? Yeah, I popped the latch and brought the ladder down. But I need to come up here? If so, then why? A patch of smeared dirt and grass. There was a beat-up old wallet. I thought it was mine. Did I take it? The wallet was missing its contents, including any cards or ID. It was worn but light. It made carrying the gun around seem more awkward. Where were my driver's license and credit card? Did I put this up here or was somebody else carrying it? From the railing I could see over the woods and down the entrance sewers. Had I come through here before? If I did, someone definitely could have seen me. It was getting cool up here and I shivered with uneasiness, sense of what was to come. How did I get home from here? That side's broken. The glowing eyes in the background was a nice touch. I tried the little key and fished out the murky puddle in the sewers. It fit, and I heaved open the rusty door. The wind was picking up a bit. The night air had become strangely chilly. Wait, I wasn't done then. There's stuff over here? This must have been the entrance to the forest that was mentioned on the map I'd seen. Whoever was poking around these tunnels underneath that man's house had scribbled notes on this place, but I couldn't make them out. Here the sign pointed out various campsites and walking paths in the woods. It mentioned a river and maybe a washroom, but the rest was too faded to see clearly. I almost wish I had paid more attention to those crazy scribblings. Maybe I would have been less nervous about entering that dark forest. Well, if I'm entering a new area, I'd better go back to that fucking door. It's just he said something, so I thought something was happening. This way? Ooh, there's a house here. The old train station was quiet as a tomb. The only sound that was of that increasing wind buffeting the decrepit structure. Jesus. Where is everybody? The old ticket booth looked fairly ruined. Inside the ticket window were sheets of paper and... Wait, what were those? Train receipts? I thought the receipt had picked up my matchsticks, but of course not. The station had been closed for years. Tickets must have been picked up from the newer station that opened up on the other side of town after this one was abandoned. However, I noticed a series of fresher-looking paper covered in tiny notes, scribbles, and diagrams. It looked like someone had been leafing through the old ledgers, looking for something. A name, perhaps. Okay. I still don't know where everyone is. An old map encased in glass hung on the wall. It was the train routes connecting to the train stations. As I looked at it, it seemed familiar. Of course, the map I found in those tunnels had similar locations marked, and the notes I found in the other man's bookshelf. His notes mentioned the water tower and even this train yard. What was he doing? Coming back here? The sorry condition of that place seemed sad somehow, but also ominous. You're sad and ominous. Oh, we're on the other side. Right. The old train was ripped open, hanging from a shred of metal, as well as the broken fence. Was a dark, stained patch of cloth. It looked synthetic, like some kind of outerwear. Inside the train's shell, I could see a few faint impacts, like wounds. Could they have been bullet marks? Was somebody shot there? The ground was well worn, though I really couldn't make anything out. I realized I was touching the gun I'd found as I thought. It was getting colder out there, so I had to keep moving. Did somebody get shot there? Did you shoot somebody up there? I don't trust this protagonist. It's an unreliable narrator. Oh, it's a lamp. I was like, what the fuck is that? Oh, I guess that was it. Okay, entrance to the forest. Here I come. Oh, why would you go there? Why the bushes? Trampled in the dirt and grass was a plastic card of some kind. I brushed it off and was surprised to see it was my credit card. I wasn't sure if it was still usable, but it was mine. Did I take back my credit card? Yes. Pocketed the credit card. Hopefully I found my driver's license too. Why would you not? Through the fence I could see a dilapidated outbuilding. I wonder if I could find my way around. Can I not? Okay. There's two entrances there. Oh my god. Do not make this a map puzzle thing. There was a fire pit there. It was still a bit warm and a few embers still burned at the bottom. Is that why I just felt rumbling? Two folding camping chairs were on the ground. One was knocked over. There were a couple of cans of beer spilled on the ground. Cheap dome tent slept two people. I showed my flashlight inside and could see some bedrolls, two backpacks, and a cooler. I felt like if I kept rooting around the campsite, someone would walk in on me. Whoever was here left this place in a hurry, but why? Was someone else out in these woods? Why did they abandon their campsite? Probably because they're not allowed to camp there. Or you're crazy and making things up. I don't know. Oh. I made it. But I want to see if my driver's license is out here. So that was the same as the first one I'd seen. This must have been the exit to the other side of the woods. I also need the dilapidated building, so... Fuck it, I'm going inside. No, no, no. Don't. Look? I don't know. No. The gravity sink had a small patch and it looked almost clean. There wasn't much in the way of clean water here, but the sink did the work. A musty wooden plank propped up the stall door. It didn't really seem useful. Did I bother to take it? Why not? I wasn't even sure why, but I took the plank. I'm probably going to need to cross something. Or do that and risk hurting my leg. Okay, which one did I go to? Try this one. Where am I? Where am I? Ah, the fence area. Cool. Go back here. And then I can choose this one. Can you fucking not? Oh, there was some personal effects shoved back in the rock. Wait, there's a notebook there too. Did I read it? Inside the cheap dollar store notebook. Why dollar store? Why do you have to point it out like that? It was page after one page of names and lists. None of it made much sense. The newest page contained several names. Heather, Olivia, Ashley, Cheryl, Iris, Daphne, Holly, Rose, and Rachel. Those were the names that were crossed out. Rachel. Her name was last on the list and had a mark beside it in blue ink. The names Daphne and Olivia had been crossed out in the same blue ink. Cheryl, Heather, and Rose had also been crossed out, but these marks look older and more faded. Huh. There's one over here right now. Okay, so second will lead me back. I know there was another path of 4, which means this one goes back over here. Okay, so this is the beginning area. Guess I go here then. The worn picnic table stood within a circle of trees like an altar. It was covered in faint markings and carvings from whom I assume were previous campers and hikers. I read some of the names and notes on the table's surface. Tron, Kimar, Uncle Phil, Henry and Daniel, David, Janine. It seemed like the table had gotten a lot of use over the years. Wink, wink, you know what I mean? The blanket found was long enough to form a crude bridge, but wasn't sure if it would hold. Did I use it? Yeah. Two bodies. 2 young women. They were half dug in a hasty, shallow grave between the trees. The younger-looking one was still face up, her dead eyes gleaming against my flashlight. They deserve better than that. Did I clean up the gravesite? No, that'd be tampering, wouldn't it? The thought of touching those poor girls almost made me sick. I left everything right where it was. The police can sort it out. Oh no. Yeah, we don't want you doing that. So no. You're right, the police can sort it out. That's what I was thinking. So the point of coming over here was to make a choice. Did I cross back over the other shore? Yes. Should have been like my plank broke. Read some of the names and notes on the table's surface. Oh, I already read it twice. I didn't think I read it twice. Sorry. Okay, this is that. Okay, so back through here. And it was over here, right? Or was there another one, am I right? No, just some rock. Well, I didn't find my driver's license, but that's to be expected. Made it. Oh geez, I finally found the exit. Once I left, I knew I'd never want to return there. That's fine. I don't want to return there either. The forest started to thin out a bit, and through the trees I could make out parts of the town beyond, and the first hints of light. The mysteries of that forest were behind me, but I could still feel them on my neck like warm breath. Those girls I'd found. Someone had taken them from their campsite and had murdered them. Was it the same person that left that odd notebook? I was even more eager to get somewhere safe and find a way to reach Rachel.
Was it you?
That's what I was thinking. That's why I'm saying he's an unreliable narrator. Awfully long stretch before, because usually there's something there. There's nothing there this time. As I stepped through the gate, I suddenly recognized the auto parts factory where I'd worked as a mechanist for all those years. The plant had closed almost 3 years ago. Times were better then. I thought I could hear faint rustling behind me. Maybe it was just the wind. I keep hearing it. The hole in the bed. Oh, dead guy. Found the body of a security guard, just doing his job, no doubt. His face was covered with blood with some kind of head wound. I wondered, was this flashlight his? I saw the blunt wound on the guard's head and looked again at the flashlight I was carrying. Oh no, please. Oh no. Dug into the ground was a cracked old watch. First my wallet, and now this. Did I retrieve my watch? The watch was useless, but I put it on my wrist anyway. You sure it's your watch? Apparently, there's blood on the flashlight.
When isn't there blood on a flashlight?
Good one, Jim.
Where'd you go into school?
One of the lockers hung open. Its contents were tossed around like someone had been looking for something. I think this is just like a work area. There's a large power box with 5 lights on it. Cables burst out of the box, snaking off to other parts of the factory. The metal was starting to wear and cobwebs would collect on the corners. The box wasn't receiving power. The door was locked tight. It seemed to be connected to the power box beside it. Oh my god. Didn't look like the power was on yet. So I have to go searching for the power now. The door was locked shut. There was a tiny electric box next to it. Under this handle, sign was plastered on front that said, "Danger closed for repairs." Time to get the power running. Every part of the plant smelled old and rotted. I noticed the old bulletin board on the wall. Okay. The board contained yellowed clippings of newspaper cartoons and notices. There were notes to and from the guys that worked here. One of them was to Norman, one of the older guys on the line. Norman took over a general store after the factory closed. He, Rachel, and I would get lunch every now and then. Rachel liked him because he seemed more positive despite the setback. I don't think I could have said the same about me. Power panel. Looked like it was shut off. Did I push the switch? Yes. Power panel still wasn't working. Did I try again? Yes. The open locker was stuffed with dirty work clothes and old boots. There was a photo of a woman taped to the inside, but it was scratched out and the face was unrecognizable. That woman's photo. I knew I had to get back to Rachel to find out what happened. There's another one. Looked like it was shut off. Yep. It was shut tight. There was a rusty-looking card slot on the side, which means I need to find a card. Our old break table. The layer of dust and grime only made seeing this sting more. Looked like some beer bottles had been used on the table recently. I wondered, was that guard using this as a break room of his own? What would I have said if I didn't find the guard? I just realized this was Norman's locker. The door was dented like someone had punched it. I don't remember him doing that when he worked there. My head ached and I recalled the last time Norman, Rachel, and I all had lunch together. Rachel seemed so much more at ease when we all hung out. Another panel that I hope can help me get the power back on. That's 3 out of 5. The utility shelf crammed with mismatched tools and items. There was a claw hammer on the shelf. Did I take the hammer? I guess. When I took the hammer, I noticed it wasn't as dusty as the rest of the tools on the shelf. Oh. Utility shelf crammed with mismatched tools. There was a claw hammer on the shelf. Did I take the hammer? I already did. It wasn't as dusty as everything else. Great. The locker was a complete mess. Hidden at the bottom, though, was a magnetic card. Did I take the card? Yes, I'm going to need it. I slipped the key card into my pocket. Another panel. Still wasn't working. There it is. No, again? Oh, my battery disconnected on my controller. I was like, that's weird. It just froze. Let's try this again. Oh no, don't tell me it like froze. Oh, come on. Wow. If I gave up, no, there we go. Did I quit? No. There we go. Power panel still wasn't working. Did I try again? Yes. Another panel. This is the last one. so they're all on, but I still need to use that magnetic card. I still need to go right up here. I struck with the hammer the old wooden boards came apart easily. After I moved the planks, I left the hammer on the floor. Oh, okay, so good. I didn't take it with me. This was my locker. There in the factory. It stank of booze. And there was a picture of Rachel on the inside. It looked like it had been torn up. I thought I'd taken that picture home when the factory closed. This room was nothing but bad memories. There was a mess of empty booze bottles. I wonder if the man in the house had something to do with this. He sure had a lot of alcohol in this place. Maybe that guard outside caught him hiding up here. Okay. The man in the house used to own this factory. And this guy, whatever the fuck his name is, killed him because he couldn't take, he lost everything with the job. But then who's everybody else, like, that's on the list? Rachel's obviously some, like, his girlfriend or fiance or whatever. But then past that, I don't know who all the other people are. There's a bunch of lists of names. It's actually only girls. Rachel's just was at the bottom. There's like Heather, Olivia, Iris, Rose. Keycard I found seemed like it would pass to this reader. Did I use the keycard? Yes. I slide the keycard to the old reader, turn the handle. There was some kind of ventilation hatch there. It looked like I could jump to the room below. My leg hurt enough as it was, but I couldn't see another option. Did I jump? No. If I was too chicken jumped down that broken ladder before, why do it now? There had to be another way. What? What room is below me? It's the exit, right? Door had somehow locked itself again. There's no keycard slot on this. Oh, fuck me. Oh man, my leg hurt like hell. There was a crumpled up letter on the floor. It had been scratched out heavily and was hard to make out. I tried to read the letter. Yes.
No.
Most of the letter was violently scratched out with what looked like a ballpoint pen. All I could make out was need to. Just don't. Drinking. Need. Norman. Who is Norman writing to? I stepped out of the factory, glad to be rid of its smell and its memories. I couldn't stop thinking about that room with the bottles in it. Was that guard I found outside really drinking up there? What about Norman? And who had rooted for all those lockers? I couldn't tell where I was as I looked around, but I figured I need to get to the road to get my bearings. Maybe Norman could help. His store wasn't that far from the turnoff to the factory, if I remember correctly. Oh, that would be nice. 60. Of course, the only way to get out of the factory. Hole in the fence. Why take the actual exit road? The garbage bin was a disgusting mess of rotten food and slick black bags. I think I saw a thin greenish corner poking out from one of the bags. It was my driver's license. It looked damaged. Did I take it back? I cleaned the card off as best I could. It looked pretty beat up. I was amazed to have found my credit card and now this. I tucked the card in my wallet. Next to my credit card. What does it say? Did somebody steal this from me? I wonder why they would have stashed it there. Can I look at my name? It sounded like it's gonna start raining again. Good observation, Nippledore. I had entered Norman's place. This is the back of the store that he ran. It was oddly quiet except for the faint sound of a television. Oh, he's gonna be dead. Upstairs. It is raining. What the hell? One of Rachel's old autumn coats hung on the rack? This was Norman's bedroom, wasn't it? What was it doing there? A speck of something dark and wet stained one of the sleeves. Is it blood? Inside the cabinet was a small but impressive collection of hunting rifles, shotguns, and even a few items I don't think were legal here. One of the slots on the rack was empty. The gun I had found seemed to match the others there. If the handgun was Norman's, what the hell was he doing with it? The gun would fit there. Did I place it back in the cabinet? Well, I don't have any way to defend myself. My prints are already on it, right? Because he's already touching it. No. The weight on me was hard. I had a hard time parting with the weapon just then. The fuck? I don't remember shit.
Are you sure you played this?
I have trophies that I finished it.
Were you high?
The TV still flickered some indecipherable channel, I guess. I couldn't make out what was on the screen, but that glow just gave me the chills. Oh. Oh no, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Norman, my coworker, one of my few friends I had in this town, lay dead beside his armchair. His face and shirt were covered in blood. It looked like he'd been shot trying to get up. His eyes were wide with shock, though they were already drying. Norman, what was Rachel doing here? Why did you have her coat? Norman, maybe you deserved better. Probably did. Did I close his eyes? No. Prince! Sorry, Norman, but at this moment I was too confused to worry about you. I need to find Rachel and find some answers.
Doesn't matter, I'm pretty sure your prints are all over everything.
I was gonna say, this guy just wants to touch everything. I guess this was Norman's kitchen table. He kept it clean enough, but there was water rings from 2 cups still there in the wood.
How dare he?
I've never been to Norman's place before. At least
in the wood?
I don't remember ever doing so.
In the wood?
Oh my god.
Who does he think he is, leaving cup rings in his own table?
I think it's the fact that there was 2 of them is what he's saying. The kitchen trash bin smelled fresh. I didn't dig through that mess, did I? Why would I want to dig through his trash?
Why is he saying it past tense?
I don't know. He keeps saying... you know what? Sure. I found a hairpin amongst the rotting food and trash and pocketed it. Am I covering up Rachel's murder?
Why do you keep talking in past tense?
Is he explaining to the police? Okay, there's back down yet. I used the hairpin to pick the lock. The hairpin snapped in half, so I threw it away. Oh. I couldn't get out? The general store was small, but it was clean. It had the usual things: postcards, snacks, magazines, and canned goods. I never went there much. Rachel usually stopped by after work if we needed anything. The register was mostly empty, and a fat stack of travel magazines sat beside it. I wonder if someone had robbed the place before killing Norman upstairs. The icebox seemed to be unplugged. It must have been off for a while. Most of its contents are half melted. I can only think of poor Norman upstairs. There were various postcards from the area, especially from the tourist traps. One of the postcards showed an old black and white photo of the water tower. It looked to be in much better shape then. I would hope so. What had I seen? Norman was dead, but I had no idea why. I didn't know how he could be involved in all this, but the thought of him lying on the floor up there was sickening. The only comfort I had was the gun I still carried. It wasn't really a comfort or a curse. The rain was coming down hard, but at least I was close to home. It wouldn't be long before I got my answers. Is it? It was locked. This wasn't the right gate. Am I almost home? This gate was locked tight.
This guy's the worst guy in the world.
This wasn't my house.
He's my least favorite leading character.
Look how he's dressed. He's a nerd.
Just because he's a nerd doesn't make him a bad person. But his whole... Did I?
The door only led me back. I had to find my house. Okay, well, I thought maybe I missed something, so because I was clicking on all the doors. This gate was locked tight. This wasn't my house. The neighborhood's local post box. A letter was sticking out as if someone hadn't pushed it in all the way. I knew it wasn't right, but did I look at the letter? No! That's a crime! I didn't touch the letter. I had more pressing concerns. I had to get home.
I want to know what's in the letter.
I had the wrong gate. This one was locked. Are you sure? Should I go back and get it then?
I would.
Alright, here we are. It's a neighborhood's local post box. Oh. What country am I in? There was no return address, but the envelope was addressed to Norman. Okay, well, he's dead. Carefully, I tore it open and looked at the letter inside. It read, "Stay away, she's mine." That was it. No signature and no other information. It was me. Who wrote this? Damn it, Norman. What did you get yourself into?
Mom makes no sense. I asked her if she'd get me this clear quartz dagger for Christmas, and she's like, "Why? Who are you planning to do in?"
I had entered our backyard. The rain gave me a terrible sense of foreboding, and it chilled me through my clothes. I was expectant, but also afraid. I held my breath as I approached our back door. I was terrified to step inside. Well, that sucks. Get inside. It's fucking raining outside. You'll catch a cold. The house was painfully quiet. The only sound was my own breath, ragged and strained. I flicked the light switch by the door. The power was off. I remembered having breakfast here on this very table. Was that yesterday or sometime before? The table was clean. Hadn't been used any time recently. The door to the basement. It was locked. Where I put the damned key? There was a small pile of mail on the floor in front of the mail slot. How long had it been away? Why hadn't Rachel picked this up? Most of the contents were bills. There was a credit card bill there. Did I open it? I ripped open the bill and read it. To my surprise, it said something about canceling my credit card due to non-payment. What the hell? This didn't make any sense. The front door was locked from inside. I couldn't go out, though. I needed to see if Rachel was here. I might have to give you some bad news. Rachel may be crossed off that list. I had found the last missing piece from my wallet. The old photo of Rachel and I stared back at me, reminding me of better times. It didn't make me feel terribly comfortable. What? Why didn't it make you feel comfortable?
What?
It's a photo of the last piece of his missing wallet, the photo of him and Rachel. It didn't make me feel terribly comfortable. Did I keep it anyway? Yeah, I replaced the photo in my wallet, feeling like I got a part of my life back. Still, the image made me uneasy. Why had I thrown it away?
Does he have amnesia?
Yeah, he doesn't remember why he woke up in the house. Our television. I'd purchased it before I knew I was going to lose my job. I felt pretty guilty about it afterward, but by then it was too late. Rachel was pretty angry about that, I realized. It was all because of the damn TV. I knew it. The door was stuck shut. There was an old-fashioned keyhole underneath the handle. Okay. So I have 2 keys to find in my own fucking house. The books, there were half mine, half Rachel's. Hey, now that I look more closely, it looked like the man in the house had some of the same books as I did. One book in particular seemed a bit odd. I remembered owning it, but not that edition. There was a suitcase on the bed. It was Rachel's. I remembered it from the trip we took out west. Did I open the suitcase? Why not? I wasn't sure what to make of the suitcase contents. Inside were a few days' worth of clothes, some toiletries, and a train ticket. I checked the date and time and matched the receipt I found back in the horrible sewers. Oh. Interesting. What was this? Rachel, who were you running away with? Norman! This wasn't getting me anywhere. She was running away with Norman. Then you killed him. Then I had to kill people that knew, like the security guard. Our hallway mirror had been smashed, its pieces scattered around the floor. I couldn't really make myself out anymore. I wasn't sure I wanted to. Our sink, which needed to be replaced. One of the taps always stuck, but I hadn't got around to fixing it yet. The old house was charming for sure, but it wasn't always easy. We were lucky enough to get a house with one of those wonderful old clawfoot bathtubs. It seemed impractical at times, but it was part of what made the house home. big bathtub though, right? Or am I just crazy?
Ooh, that'd be a nice bathtub. It's nice and long.
That's what I was saying.
I could just lay down in it.
My laptop had been left on, only a tiny bit of power left. On the screen was a website about the old water tower. There was a key in the top drawer of my desk. Did I take it? I pocketed the key. I was going to need it. The laptop was warm. It had been running for a while.
I don't like that he's speaking in third person. Or not third
Past
person,
tense.
past tense. Because even if he does have amnesia, he's doing that right now. So
The door was stuck shut, old-fashioned keyhole underneath the handle, so I guess this one goes to the basement. I unlocked the basement door. There were old Christmas decorations in the box. I couldn't even remember our last Christmas. The garbage bags were stuffed with old paint cans and supplies. There was a dirty old key here. Did I take the key? I took the small key and tried to remember what it unlocked. That door, probably. Looked like there was plaster and old trowel in here, too. There were old clothes, trowel, tools, and other things I obviously hadn't thrown out yet. We had way too much junk. I put up this divider wall last summer so we could create a separate room in the basement. I hadn't finished it yet, so the door was stuck and the drywall was poorly installed. Might have been able to break through if I found something heavy enough. What was that for? Well, there's tools in here, right? Just get the tools. What was that for? Oh, it was bright.
sorry.
God. I grabbed my key and found the basement and unlocked the door. It looked like the room had been tossed around. The furniture was a mess. Did somebody break in here? You. There was an old crowbar on the floor. Did I need to take the crowbar? Yes. I lifted the heavy crowbar. Appreciated its weight. Yeah, spoken like a true psychopath.
You don't like it when things are heavy?
Not the way he's saying it. I appreciated its weight.
Sounds like a romance novel written by some man.
Did I break through the wall with the crowbar? Yes. With a heave, I swung the crowbar
It's your
at the wall.
house.
I smashed a hole large enough to step through. That's weird. As I stepped through the broken wall, my breath caught my throat. This was it. Was Rachel down there? Was she okay? No! She's back there behind a wall dividend. Don't look. I'm gonna look. I think I'm gonna look. Oh, don't look. I think I'm gonna look. A filthy looking pile of rags had been dumped in the corner. The stench that was awful made my eyes water. I was terrified to even touch the pile to see what lay within, but I knew I had to. I'd come this far. After all the searching, after all I'd seen, when I looked within the rags, did I finally find my Rachel? No. The rags were wet, matted, covered in dirt and grime, but inside the tattered mess was no sign of my beloved wife. Rachel wasn't there. If I said yes, she would have been. I literally said no. I looked around in confusion, trying to figure out what to do next. If she wasn't there, where was she? What I'd been searching for this entire time. I remembered the look on Rachel's face when I came home, didn't I? Then the awful realization hit me right in the gut. I've been looking at this the wrong way, hadn't I? This is what you've been trying to tell me all along, isn't it? I couldn't find Rachel there, and I won't find her anywhere else, because she was never there at all, was she? I stumbled back upstairs, the pain in my leg just a dull ache now, and sat down in my bedroom. My mind was spinning the ache I felt before was near crippling. But if I said yes, she would have been there, and then there would have been no delusion. So which one's the real one? What's real? Is she there or is she not? Because if she's not, there's a lot more questions that I have. If she's there, it makes more sense. Finally, I could no longer fight the exhaustion. I tried to grab a hold of something that would make sense about this. It must have drifted off. What? I like to remember things. Trophy earned. I guess these books were actually mine then. My head was pounding. It was my wallet with its contents intact. Either I dropped that stuff or somebody else did. Maybe I was sleepwalking again, or maybe somebody stole it from me. Norman's store, that forest, the water tower. Was I at those places before? I mean, yeah, you were just there, so yes. I didn't see how it could have happened any other way. I must have been the one to lose my wallet and its contents. What does that mean? Oh no. What if I said no? The old photo of the man and his wife still rattled me despite being faded and dirty. I thought I had seen mentions of us in those tunnels, but was I wrong? What was that man up to? Did I think he was responsible for me waking up in that house? No, I didn't think so. He was a victim too, and he was already dead when I came to. In the shards of that broken mirror, I could see my face, gaunt now, hollow and sickly and immensely troubled. What other illusions had I dreamed up? What other truths were waiting to be exposed? Had this mirror been broken in a struggle or by some other way? So now I'm trying to answer questions, make it in a dirty faded glass that looked like nothing more than a faint shadow. There was only one set of toiletries by the sink. I used to tell myself that Rachel was the one who wanted to keep a tub. When was the last time I showered? I smelled awful. It's probably the blood. It was the key card I found at the factory, the one that allowed me to slip through that door. It seemed to me that it was probably Norman's, but if that's true, what was he doing back at the plant? Did I think Norman was going back to the factory? No, he probably just left his key card there. No, somebody else was using that locker room, but who? The laptop had finally run out of power. How long had it been left running? This has to be the end, right? I'm answering all these questions. Wait, go back up. That wasn't done. I didn't realize I woke up on the top floor. I thought it was the middle floor. It was the letter I'd taken from the post box. It had gotten a bit wet in the rain. Somebody had obviously had it out for Norman, but who? Oh no, Norman. If I was wrong about Rachel, then what about him? Did I kill him? Well, if Rachel's not real, then I didn't kill him. If Rachel is real, then I did.
Well, Rachel's not real, so no.
So no. I couldn't have. I clearly wasn't seeing things correctly, but no. I could never do something like that. This note wasn't from me. I had that old TV for so long, I don't know if I could ever replace it. The TV is old. It was a piece of junk, but I couldn't really afford anything newer. Oh. Interesting. The TV's old now. My old office safe sat on the floor. I used to keep tax records and other important documents in it. It used a digital passcode lock, but I didn't have the code. Maybe I left it somewhere. I surmised that at least two of the names in the musty notebook had been recent victims. Heather, Olivia, Ashley, Cheryl, Iris, Daphne, Holly, Rose. Those poor girls that I found dead in that forest. Rachel's not on the list anymore. On that notebook. I wonder what happened to the other names on that list, or the ones scratched out in the desk in those wet tunnels. What was that other man up to? If I could find the code for this safe, maybe I could still open it. It seemed like I'd seen all there was. Maybe I thought I was ready to go back into the basement. Pile of mail on the floor, and outside was addressed to me. Bills, credit card offers, letters from the bank, they were all addressed to me. I looked at it. I hadn't collected mail in over a week. Back door. How many breakfasts had I eaten there completely alone? Come to think of it, I didn't think I'd ever had guests over. I must have locked the door. There was no reason to return to the backyard anyway. Basement it is. If I wanted to end it, I could do it. I could do it with the gun. Did I pick it up again? I mean, yeah, but don't do it. It's like carrying an anvil. I wouldn't let it go. Not again. Everything smelled musty and old down there. Rachel was no more, and I couldn't bear the sight of that house. But I did have that gun. Sure, I could leave, but would that even solve anything? I could find another way, but did I leave forever? It's your house! No, again, I felt the weight of the firearm. If I could sit down somewhere and think about things. Oh, hold up. So my choices are leave forever or shoot myself? I mean...
What would you do in that situation? If I just didn't exist anymore?
I wouldn't leave forever, but I wouldn't shoot myself. What the fuck? I'd fucking leave. Since I arrived in town, things have been difficult. Working in the plant, though, had been good for me. It kept me in line, gave me something to do, and helped me get away from my past. When the factory closed, everything changed. I guess when I started sleepwalking, disappearing for hours at a time. Drinking was probably just a way to deal with that. It was almost like I was trying to beat my brain in its own game. Things stopped making sense sometime after that. My memories of what happened are still in flux. I suppose that was when Rachel came along. The night had been the worst of my entire life. Would it be possible to bounce back from everything that happened, everything I'd seen? You know, in a way, I almost wish I hadn't even woken up tonight. It would have been spared me a lot of pain. What happened to the other man I found in that house? Had I killed him? Is that why I was locked in that room? Or did you? After making it out of the tunnels, I thought the sewers might feel safer. I was wrong. The security tape I watched shows someone being attacked by what looked like two people. But who was it that was attacked? What I've been doing in Norman's place, or even the old forest, it didn't look good, that's for sure. Had I been responsible for whatever happened there? What did you think?
How long have you been streaming?
It's like 67 minutes. Was I guilty or was I just mad? Just for a second, though, think about something else. Think about those poor girls I'd accidentally discovered in the forest. The notebook I'd found in those woods had names in it. Names I think I saw somewhere else before. It couldn't have been me behind that, could it? I would never do such a thing to such sweet, innocent people. Well, when you say it like that, you sound kind of guilty. But anyway, Norman couldn't have been the one going back to the factory, so who else could it have been? Maybe that other man I found. Or maybe it was just a guard all along. You know, you really screwed me up. I feel like I couldn't trust a damn thing I've seen anymore. Why are you talking to me personally now? I had to catch my breath to take it all in. At each point in the factory, things had only gotten worse. But then going to Norman's store, that's where the confusion and doubt started to set in. That's when my perspective on things really started to change. Oh, Norman, I don't know how you got mixed up in all this, but someone had killed you. My head was a mess. Everything ached and was foggy, so I don't know if you deserved what you got in the end. We were friends once, weren't we? Did you know about this? Did you know what Rachel was? But as painful as all that was, oh no, I couldn't bear to think about it again. After all I had seen and done, finally coming home was supposed to be the end of this entire ordeal. I had no idea, though, that it was only just the beginning. The silence in the house when I first stepped through that kitchen door, that should have been my first clue. To think I went through all of that completely unaware of what I discovered. Did you know before the end? Did you mock me when you finally showed me the truth? You don't know what it's like to have everything ripped away from you in a heartbeat. How could I possibly go on without knowing what I do, without Rachel? Even the thought of Rachel, I was truly lost. As the door swung open, I could smell damp grass and closeness of the air. After everything, it felt like I had more questions than answers. You made me see the truth, I'll give you that, but now I was completely lost. You took away the only thing that had kept me going. I was sure word would get out, and soon enough the police would come looking for me. And what then? Would you be there, show me the way? What will I do then? Why is he talking to me? Slipping away. So that's that. I can't skip it. So
I don't understand. Watch your back.
Home is dedicated to my wife, Nancy. Watch your back. What the fuck? The end. Look how bright. So I'm gonna have to do at least one more part of this, and have Rachel be discovered, or it actually be Rachel there. So watch for it tomorrow then. That was home. This is home. I'm home.
Is it home?
Are you home?
Am I home? Did I look at the trash?
So also in the beginning there was a couple times I could read a couple things. So like click on them and then click on them again and read something new. I don't know, man. Just take what you will from it, and then I'll have a different ending for you tomorrow. In the meantime, like and subscribe so that way you can see more of this and other horror or non-horror related things in the future. And then go follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Codeman67 because I'm about to stream over there. So that was unique. Horror, creepy. A little bit of the ambiance. Horror, not so much. Good night.